slaps.
It slaps.
This slaps.
Well, you're just proud of yourself right now.
Infernal Wormlord.
That's right.
Wonder what skin number it is.
The Infernal Wormlord Moskov or whatever. You know, it's a Spear of Destruction for Moskov Ultimate. And gotta say, the last time that I watched Kelra play Moskov, it was a comeback victory with a base with 100 HP.
All right. That's right.
It was long ago too, like around 3 seasons ago.
Now it makes a lot of sense why they pick up the Nana, because it's a lane stabilizer. You pop your ultimate and then all of a sudden there's no more minions that you have to worry about.
Yep.
And you also kind of have some vision around the map. So this is Onic planning out their Moskov pick. This is a good setup, I mean, for Onic.
And with the matchup of Moskov versus the Claude, who wins this matchup early on? It feels like Oheb is playing around Kelra this time around.
I believe that it should be... I honestly feel it's Moskov just because you have that extra range from when you bounce or you kind of refract your spears. So with the passive. At the same time, the thing with Claude is that there's always that potential of a +1. Like Haji can just go up top and just destabilize that lane. So I believe that it's a 1v1. I would hedge my bets on Kelra.
Let's see.
Moskov. Yeah.
You know what's scary about it too is the way the Spear of Destruction works. Like, for the most part, Kelra can just wait in a lane while a big fight's happening and then hopefully land that spear, and then boom, he's there.
That's right. Global presence.
You know?
And it's such a beautiful mechanic, especially for the reworked version of it. That means they could potentially have Kelra for this big turtle fight about to come. Haji, waiting for that level 4, gets his power spike just in time.
They're going to hold the turtle here.
Escalera also almost gets
Jam jumping to the back line with the penalty zone, finds Yue. Eternal Guard going to drop as well. Meanwhile, even on top, the 1 versus 1 breaking out. Still the fight for the turtle, going to go for it, and King Kong grabs it, but will go down with his life as well. Still looking for more. Yue and Oheb fell in the exchanges, so Kelra got to kill himself.
Yeah, that was a solo kill in the gold lane, and we rarely see that anymore. The laning prowess of the Filipino Savage.
I feel like it's always Kelra when we do see that.
Yep.
I don't want to say always. A lot of times.
Yeah. That's why he's the gold standard. Can win his lanes, and like I said, I feel that on a lane-to-lane basis, like a lane matchup basis, I believe it's Moskov that wins it. And generally, Moskov is a hero that you can use to outplay your opponents, right? Because if you find the the correct angle, as well as the good stun with your skill 1, you're gonna... or skill 2, I mean. It means that you can outplay your opponents. It's like it's not an actual win, like head-on win. It's more of an outplay win.
Yeah, there's Escalera. Okay, he's just going to final slash him, but the other thing, too, is the way that it works. I mean, they have so much lockdown with this lineup from Onic. Whether that's the penalty zone, whether they get a Daytona's welcome with the final slashes, the stuns from Molina Blitz. This sets up that pushback with the mechanic from the Moskov really well, and the way that they can play around that. So I feel like if you're Blacklist International, your spacing around these skirmishes in your team fight has to be on point here. So they're going to go in at King Kong again, using the Daytona's welcome. Now Sensui quite low. There's the spear. Here comes Kelra, though. Throws Yue into the wall, gets the flicker out. Going to be fighting him off. Haji already using the Primal Wrath will take him down before he falls as well to Super Prince. And Yue was taken down as well.
And this is why we love to see the Moskov. Suddenly, Kelra was there. Suddenly, they had a 4v3 fight. Now Onic has a slight advantage to the second turtle of the game.
I like the reaction from Blacklist International, though, after that ultimate landed from Kelra and the teleportation was there. They did not stack their stuns together. That's why the Purify wasn't as effective, and they were able to punish Kelra afterwards.
Yep, fighting for this turtle once again. A fourth of the Elf Gem. Same thing. Jumps on Yue with the penalty zone. That's the final slash to follow up. Super Prince dropping it down as well. Yue taken out of the picture. Gem will take the Appraiser's Wrath, but he's still alive for now. Haji goes in with the Primal's Wrath. The spear won't connect though, so he can't make his way down. Now it's Edward and the turtle secured by Sensui. Edward whittles down King Kong with the yo-yos.
The Edith coming in from Haji. If you can't kill him quick, you have to run away.
Onic with the combo-based lineup, unfortunately, will not get it. And Sensui, smart enough to do this play.
Still has a passive. Still, do they want it, Haji? Even with the conceal, not going to commit on it, though.
Onward slightly misses this time around. Final slash used to defend that turret. Looks like they're going to tank it anyway.
Yep.
Blacklist looking great.
Looking great, and there's massive recovery when it comes to farm for OHEB. And overall, Blacklist International leading by a lot. Sensui having the blade armor early on this game means that eventually Kelra will not like team fighting against Blacklist International.
That's true.
First pick Vexana coming up from Blacklist International too, like with Yue in his positioning and the way that he's landing all of his spells. Well done from him. Oh, okay.
Doesn't really land, but looks like they will be defending this top lane. Sliver of health. Dexter refuses to shoot it. Dexter. Okay, no. I thought it would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it would shoot that turret down too, but not going to happen.
Small Barretts.
It's not used to seeing King Kong or a Barretts have you in that small. So now they lose that turret down on the bottom side. OHEB's going to grab this one as well. Blacklist are playing around with the space they have now on the map.
And things are looking great as the gold lead reaches around 2.5. Could potentially grow to 3K if they're able to secure that third turtle of the game. Let's look at the real-time head-to-head here between our XP laners. Quite the comparison. Looks like Gem is ahead in terms of GPM.
That's interesting. 700 GPM for a Terizla.
That's very high, isn't it?
That's incredibly high, actually.
It's almost like gold laner high.
Yeah.
It looks like Turtle will be freely secured here by Blacklist. Everyone is just cleanly taking objectives for the sides of the agents, and they're just waiting for that one big team fight that hasn't even happened yet.
3,000 gold lead, the inflation from Blacklist International because of how much they have managed to take over the map. They're taking the objectives, they're taking the turrets, all of the outer turrets out now for Onic. And they're also invading the jungle, which is even more important. King Kong is just level 9 at this point, and they're sharing all of the resources so much. That's why you can see the big increase of gap between the gold laners when it comes to their farm. So Blacklist International very happy with the first 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah, even for the jungles too. Nearly, cross the lane, quite a big gap going on here. So Onic, they don't want to let it slide out any further. They really have to be able to withstand this onslaught right now for Blacklist International. They're going to get another turret here in that top side, the tier 2, setting things up for really a better time with that first Lord in about a minute.
And they're already grouping up as 5. Meanwhile, Onic is sending out Kelra into these missions where he kind of want to get turrets safely and be able to recall. And I feel like he just has enough time to do that. I was about to scream for my life out there.
Yeah. Thought he would get caught?
Yeah, but I think it was calculated. You're the Filipino savage. You know when to recall and when to push even more. King Kong, though, a lot of damage.
Wow. Woo. No, Yue, though. Missed that one, but Yue taken out. Escalera able to use that final slash again to find the kill.
And just in time for that Lord as well. 10 seconds from now, Yue will be up the moment the Lord is up, so they gotta stall it for quite a bit if ever they do want to fight for it. Yep. But in terms of this first Lord fight, do you think Onic should fight for this?
It's gonna be difficult though. They're not ready, I believe, especially because King Kong is just level 11, Sensui is level 13.
Oh, Edward's gonna stay
Unless
there.
they get a kill, it's gonna be difficult. Honestly, very difficult.
Yeah. And I think the Spear of Destruction has to land here if ever they do want a full 5v4 because Edward is still defending that long lane. Blacklist continues this Lord take.
Somebody has to scout this Lord.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's really the risk, right? What if the spear doesn't land? Then you're not there for the fight. Oh, Haji going to flicker in, tosses him over there, shatter into the Eternal Guard. Gem taken care of very quickly, and now to follow, it's King Kong. Super Prince dropping the Molina Blitz. Lord going to be secured, though, by Oheb. Meanwhile, Kelra continues to push down the bottom side.
Haji with the flicker, full confidence in finding a target there. It didn't matter who. It was Gem, one of the tankier members, and they still went all in.
At this defense coming out from Onic, the most important hero is going to be Super Prince. Is he able to clear out the minion waves? Well, fortunately, Kelra knows how to handle this. That's also another wave clear that Onic needs. But they will have to defend. And I think that Onic has to, again, channel that never say die attitude as well as the defensive mindset of Omega. And maybe Kelra should be the one leading that kind of mindset.
That's true. If there was the heart of the Omega back then, it would be Kelra.
Yes.
The soul would always be Chaknu. And now the heart will be the one defending here in the top lane. Trying to take down that Lord. Will be able to take it down. Going transfer. They're going to transfer here in the bottom lane. And look at Sensui. Just so incredibly tanky in that entire exchange.
It's also Blade Armor picked up by Sensui very early in this game. The achievement now for Blacklist International is to take out all of the other turrets and then deny King Kong from another purple buff again. So, Sensui is level 14, King Kong level 12.
Yeah.
Edward is a problem again.
Yeah, especially with a Vengeance. You just can't hit him, you know? The moment that he hits that Vengeance spell, you have to respect it. You have to just move away.
It's tough in this position that Onyx in. You know, really, you put a lot of kind of eggs in the basket of Moskov. You really want him to pop off, provide a lot of the damage, but you know, given the fact the way that these minutes have gone for Blacklist International, they've got this big lead now. It gets that much harder because that's the thing with Moskov. He does a ton of damage the way he works. I mean, Spear of Destruction is great and all, but you can also put yourself in a very bad position if you're not careful. That's one of the biggest things about it. So you're kind of forced to play really in the backside where, again, Oheb on a Claude, you can zoom in and go back BMI and be back in safety. Yeah. So that's something that's very hard for Onic to deal with right now and trying to get some of these fights where it's almost like, all right, we need Blacklist International to make a mistake somehow.
And I just got to say as well, the secondary damage option here, at this point, I feel like it's not even Yue. It's Haji, who deals a lot of damage the moment that Primal Wrath is all stacked up. That's right. Let's look at the real-time head-to-head here. Look at the damage dealt coming in from Super Prince. That Nana is a menace.
Yep. Nana's a problem eventually, especially in the late game, and so will be the Moskov. So for Onic, at this point, they just have to really wait for the late game. And the stereotype for the Moskov, like I said, is that hyper carry stereotype where you just wait for the late game.
Yeah, late game carry. Escalera!
Escalera going to go for Haji. The spear going to land too, but they know they can't follow up on that. So that's a lot committed before this Lord take.
And that's the flicker from Escalera as well. Again, this is an undefeated Arlet from the side of Escalera. Might just get its first one if Blacklist continues the domination.
He's got the final slash again. He's going to use it on Haji once more. Though there's the jump. Looking for more. He's going to be taken out, though. And now Edward jumps in the backside. Kelra's in trouble. Wind of Nature is not going to help him out. Escalera gets dealt with as well. Multiple members going down. And Edward forcing King Kong and Super Prince back while Blacklist International makes their way down the mid.
It's 15 seconds for Gem. Still 4 people. They don't have Oheb, but they do have the Nana. Sensui, Super Prince taunted.
Going to go in once again. Daytona's welcome to be charged up. Minion waves are not here, though. So Onic will have enough time to get prepped for the defense.
I guess this is Onic kind of just gambling their way into that Lord. And they know that it will take a lot of time for them to get back. And Kelra will be respawning, but massive, massive risk coming out from Onic. Unfortunately, we are not going to see that traditional mindset of the defensive players of Comeback where they will just sit back at their base, just try to defend. It kind of feels like Onic is a team that wants to be aggressive despite them being down by 8,000 gold.
Wow. And for Onic, it's going to be a tough battle as the Lord marches in the top lane. Haji doesn't have the flicker, so that's something that works out for them. But look at the damage coming in from this Lord.
They get the taunt off, and Oheb jumps in the backside with the Blazing Duo, and it's jammed to fall. They get eaten up, thrown into the base. The Lord's still there. Fear the destruction to follow up. The Crystal's going to be worked on, and Blacklist International will reverse the sweep the series, keeping their playoff lives and hopes alive.